This video is going to be the most important one you'll ever watch when it comes to understanding how to attract women. We're going to explore the intricate psychology of women and delve into exactly what you need to do to make any woman in the world, regardless of her background or personality, completely obsessed with you. Picture her thinking about you all day long, from the moment she wakes up to when she falls asleep at night, deeply attracted to you, and falling in love with you in a way that feels completely natural, powerful, and irresistible. Now, the burning question is, how can you make a woman fall madly in love with you? If I had to give you a simple answer in one word, it would be drama. Yes, I said it, drama. It's the key to making her emotions spark. Drama doesn't necessarily mean conflict or turmoil. What I'm talking about is emotional intensity. Drama is what makes a woman feel deeply. It's what stirs her feelings and keeps her thinking about you, longing for you, and eventually becoming emotionally attached to you. When you master this, you won't just be another guy in her life. She'll be truly hooked on you, and your connection will be strong and meaningful. But what do I mean by drama? Exactly. It's a critical concept to understand, and you need to pay close attention. A woman is an emotional being. Her attraction and love are driven by feelings. And to make her fall in love with you, you have to create those feelings in a specific, intentional way. When a woman experiences 8 core emotions with you, emotions that you provoke through your words, actions, and energy, her brain releases love hormones, creating a powerful, lasting emotional attachment to you. This is the secret to creating a deep bond that keeps her close to you. So, how do you go about this? The secret is in creating drama between you and her. And it starts with learning how to tap into those emotions. Think of emotional drama as the recipe I'm sharing with you today. This recipe is the key to winning her heart. If you leave out any ingredient or do it incorrectly, she may lose interest or fail to feel the connection you're aiming for. In this video, I'm going to break down each element of the recipe for you, and I'll show you exactly how to use it in real conversations. When you learn to stir the right emotions, you'll become the source of her attraction, and that's when things really start to change. Let's break it down. When you interact with a woman, there are 2 types of emotions you need to be aware of: external emotions and internal emotions. External emotions are those that come from the environment or things outside of you. For example, you might take her to a breathtaking location or a beautiful event, and the atmosphere itself creates a sense of wonder and beauty. These are external emotions. On the other hand, internal emotions are the ones you create. These are the emotions that are generated directly by you and your actions, your words, and your energy. When you tell her a meaningful story, share a personal moment, or even have an argument that triggers specific feelings in her, you are creating internal emotions. These emotions are far more powerful and impactful than external ones because they are linked to you. A woman becomes emotionally attached to the source of the emotions. And in this case, that source is you. Now, here's where many guys go wrong. And it's also where most dating advice and YouTube videos miss the mark. When they talk about women being driven by emotions, they mistakenly believe that the way to create those feelings is by taking her to fancy restaurants, exotic locations, or making everything externally exciting. While that might feel good in the moment, it won't lead to the kind of emotional attachment you want. I know this because I used to make this exact mistake. The truth is, women don't fall for external experiences. They fall for the person who is behind those experiences, the one who creates those emotions in the first place. Let me give you an example. Imagine you take a girl to the movies and the film moves her emotionally. She's deeply moved by the story and the characters. But here's the catch. She's not falling for you. She's falling for the movie. That's right. It's the movie that created the emotional response, not you. If you want her to fall for you, you need to be the one who stirs those feelings within her. You need to be the source of her emotions. This is a crucial concept, and I can't emphasize it enough. The moment you understand this, you'll begin to see women in a whole new light. Your goal isn't to be someone who provides external experiences. Your goal is to become the emotional trigger, the one who makes her heart race with every word and action. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to be that trigger and how to make her feel those powerful emotions that lead to genuine attraction. Let's start with the first ingredient of this recipe: excitement. Excitement is the emotion that keeps her on her toes, keeps her thinking about you, and makes her want more. The key to creating excitement is by mixing attention with a subtle touch of indifference. When you show her that you care, but don't appear desperate or overly eager, you create a perfect emotional balance that's irresistible. Think about it this way. When you express interest in her, she feels desired. But when you mix in just a hint of indifference, she feels a little mystery, and that mystery keeps her intrigued. Let me show you how this works. Many guys make the mistake of either showering her with compliments all the time or constantly criticizing her. Both approaches are flawed because they don't create that emotional tension that sparks excitement. Here's a better way to balance attention and indifference. Instead of just saying, "You look beautiful in that dress," try this: "You look beautiful in that dress, but I think pink would have been even better on you." Notice the difference? You've given her a compliment, but you've also introduced a slight critique. This subtle critique may feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it creates an emotional shift. She feels a slight dip in her emotions, followed by a rise because, deep down, she knows you're not chasing after her approval at all costs. That's what keeps her excited. You can also reverse the order. If this dress were pink, it would have been even better. But still, it looks amazing on you. The key is in the structure and how you manage the emotional flow. The moment you introduce a little indifference, it triggers curiosity. It's this back and forth emotional dance that creates excitement and keeps her on her toes. It's also important to understand how emotions linger in the mind. We tend to remember the last thing we hear or feel the most. For example, if you said to someone, "You're very smart, but you talk too much," the part that will affect them the most is the last thing you said, the "you talk too much" part. But if you reverse it and say, "You talk too much, but you're actually very smart," they'll remember the positive part and feel good about it. This same principle applies when talking to a woman. If you simply tell her, "You're beautiful," she might not feel much of anything, because she's heard that 1,000 times. But if you say, "You're a bit short, but you're still adorable," she'll initially feel a slight dip. But then her emotions will rise again as she realizes that you're giving her attention, but still maintaining a bit of mystery. Always remember this. The best way to stir a woman's emotions is by constantly balancing attention and indifference. But remember, when she does something you truly like, don't be afraid to show full attention. If she wears something you've mentioned liking before, it's okay to say, "That looks amazing on you." Similarly, if she wears something you don't like, you can say it in a playful, lighthearted way. Like, "I'm not sure black is your color, but it's cute anyway." By mastering this delicate balance of emotions and becoming the emotional source of her attraction, you'll develop a deeper understanding of women and relationships than most people ever will. This knowledge will make you irresistible. Let's dive into the second ingredient in our recipe for attraction, showing her that you're someone who's incredibly enjoyable to spend time with. You want her to associate thoughts of you with excitement and fun. But how exactly do you achieve this? There are 3 key elements that will help you master this. 1. Shift your mindset. If you're trying too hard to make her laugh or constantly trying to entertain her, you're likely putting yourself in the just friend zone. The key to creating fun in her presence is to enjoy your own time first and foremost. You need to adopt a positive, relaxed attitude and fully immerse yourself in the moment. When you're having fun and enjoying yourself, she'll naturally feel that energy and be drawn to it. If you say something, it should come from a place of genuine amusement, not just an attempt to make her smile. Spontaneity is the golden rule here. Spontaneity is vital because it makes you unpredictable and exciting. When you're spontaneous, you're acting based on what you truly feel in the moment, without overthinking your words or actions. Doing what makes you happy, saying what excites you, and focusing on what brings you joy is the best way to make a girl feel that energy. She'll enjoy being around you because you're not pretending to be someone else. You're just being yourself. Here's the main takeaway. The way to make her enjoy spending time with you is for you to enjoy your own company first. When you have a blast on your own, she'll want to be part of that energy. 2. Talk about what you love. As I've mentioned before, she feels what you feel. Her emotions are a reflection of yours. So when you talk about things you're passionate about, she'll naturally feel your enthusiasm. Passion is contagious. And when you speak about what you love, you bring her into your world. This gives her the chance to see a side of you that's vibrant and full of life. For example, if you're passionate about traveling, don't just say, "I like traveling." Let her feel your excitement. "I can't wait to visit Japan someday." The culture, the food, the way the streets come alive with energy, it just thrills me. I can't imagine ever getting bored there. That's a conversation she'll find engaging. Not just because you're talking about something interesting, but because she's feeling your joy and energy. If you're into building your business, don't just talk about what you do. Let her feel the fire in your words. "I'm obsessed with expanding my business." There's something incredibly satisfying about seeing the hard work pay off. Every new deal, every new project, it just motivates me to work even harder. When you talk about what you're passionate about, the conversation becomes electrifying, and she won't just see you as a guy with a job or hobby. She'll see you as someone with purpose, someone who knows what they want, and someone who's motivated, qualities that are deeply attractive. 3. Turn negativity into positivity. This third step is crucial, transforming negative observations into positive ones. It's a powerful way to spark attraction because it shows that you're confident, playful, and able to see the brighter side of things, even when something might initially seem off. Here's a simple formula to follow. Step 1. Notice something in her personality or appearance that you could comment on, something that's typically seen as a flaw or negative aspect. Step 2. Point it out in a light, nonchalant way. Step 3. Immediately turn it into something positive, leaving her feeling better about it. For instance, if you notice she's wearing a lot of makeup, instead of criticizing it outright, you could say something like, "Wow, that's quite a bit of makeup. Is this your usual look, or are we getting the glamorous version today?" Then, follow up with, "But honestly, it still looks cute on you." You've pointed out something noticeable, but transformed it into a compliment, making her feel good about herself. This technique works wonders because you're showing her that you don't judge. And you're not afraid to make a comment that's both playful and complimentary. It lightens the mood and keeps things fun, which is essential for attraction. By the way, if you're interested in a more detailed video on how to make a girl laugh and feel more comfortable around you, let me know in the comments. The third ingredient, mystery and intrigue. Now, let's move on to the third ingredient in our emotional recipe, mystery. This ingredient is all about keeping her intrigued, curious, and wanting more. Here are 2 powerful techniques to create that sense of mystery. 1. Unfinished conversation. This technique revolves around sparking her curiosity and keeping her on the edge of her seat. The goal is to say something that piques her interest, then abruptly pull back, leaving her wanting more. For example, you could be in the middle of a conversation, and just when she's getting hooked on something you're saying, you drop a line like, "Oh, I just remembered something I have to tell you, but I'll have to save it for later." Or, "There's something really fascinating about you, but I'll tell you what it is another time." If she asks, "What is it?" you could answer, "I'll let you know later. Trust me, you'll want to hear it when the time's right." Another example, you might say, "There are two habits I can't stand in women. The first one is that most women don't say what they mean. But the second one? Well, I'm not sure you're ready to hear it just yet." Then, simply stop talking about it. Leave her in suspense, eager to know more. This creates a sense of anticipation, which women find incredibly attractive. It keeps her thinking about you and wondering what else you have to offer. 2. The perfect timing to end a date. The second way to create mystery is by not overextending the date. When you're both having a great time and the chemistry is building, that's the perfect moment to leave. Don't let the evening drag on into the mundane or awkward. Instead, wrap things up while you're both still enjoying yourselves. Ending the date, while it's still fun, makes her look forward to seeing you again. It leaves her wanting more. And that's key. The moment you start thinking it's time to go, take the opportunity to do so gracefully. But here's the secret. Don't promise to meet her again at the end of the date. Avoid saying, "Let's do this again soon," or "I'll call you." Instead, simply leave without any definitive plans for the next date. By doing this, you create uncertainty in her mind. She won't know if you had a great time or not. And this will make her obsess over what you really think about her. This is where the mystery really kicks in. She'll keep wondering why you didn't mention another date and will start analyzing everything that happened, trying to figure out how you really feel. This curiosity will make her think about you more than she ever would if you were just straightforward about your interest. Once a woman is in a state of confusion about your feelings, she will naturally become more curious about whether you truly want her or not. This curiosity is a powerful tool in creating and maintaining attraction. As long as you keep her guessing, it's especially effective in the early stages of dating, when she hasn't yet developed deep affection for you. One of the most critical mistakes many men make is revealing their feelings too early. Popular media often depicts women swooning when men confess their love. But in real life, doing so too early can be detrimental to the attraction. Why? Because you eliminate the mystery. If you confess love or strong interest too soon, you rob her of the opportunity to wonder about your feelings, which is a big part of what creates attraction in the first place. Before you reveal your emotions, she doesn't know how you feel, which creates a kind of excitement and tension. This uncertainty makes her more intrigued and attracted to you. If you immediately express your love or desire, that intrigue fades. Most men experience rejection after openly declaring their feelings too early because it takes away the game of mystery. If she eventually expresses her love for you, it's okay to reciprocate, but you should never be more eager for her than she is for you. The secret is to maintain a sense of independence, showing that you prioritize your principles and values over her approval. For example, imagine you're in an argument with your girlfriend and she threatens to leave. An average man would apologize profusely, trying to convince her to stay by agreeing to things he might not even believe in. But a high-value man responds differently. She says, "I'm going to leave you." He responds, "I know. We don't get along anyway. You and Michael would make a cute couple." Then he walks away. This is a powerful move because it shows that you won't compromise your principles or your self-worth just to please her. High-value men know they have options and they value their independence. A big part of maintaining mystery is not revealing too much about yourself right away. It's not about lying or being deceitful, but about holding back just enough to keep her guessing. Many men make the mistake of providing overly detailed answers to every question a woman asks, which can come off as low value. Instead, keep some things under wraps, letting her slowly discover more about you over time. For example, when a woman asks about your job, instead of saying, "I work at XYZ company," try something like, "Where do you work?" You guess. And if you get it right, "I'll pay for dinner." This not only adds a sense of fun, but it also keeps her curious about who you are and what you do. Even if she doesn't guess right, you've successfully created an air of mystery around your life. Here are some more examples of keeping conversations mysterious. What are you doing Saturday night? You, something fun, but it's a secret. I can't tell you. Have you ever been in a relationship? You, I don't share personal things with strangers. As you continue to get to know each other, you can gradually share more details, but always leave some things unsaid. This keeps her interested and engaged, wondering what you'll reveal next. Jealousy as a tool. One of the strongest emotions you can evoke in a woman is jealousy. If she asks whether you're seeing other women, instead of denying it or getting defensive, admit it confidently. Are you dating other women? You, yes. I go out with a few girls. This response not only makes her feel jealous, but also pushes her to work harder to keep you around. She'll realize that if she doesn't step up her game, she might lose you to someone else. Jealousy, when handled correctly, can be a powerful motivator in a relationship. Even in an exclusive relationship, it's crucial to allow your partner to experience a little bit of jealousy from time to time. This doesn't mean you should do anything intentionally hurtful or deceptive, but showing interest in other women or having female friends you interact with can actually have a positive effect on your relationship. If your partner expresses concern or jealousy, it's important to reassure her that, despite this, she is still your priority, the one you truly care about, and the one you want to be with. For many women, the feeling of competition can be intoxicating. It sparks something deep inside them that makes them want to win your attention. This dynamic often helps them see you as a prize, which can lead to a stronger emotional attachment and a deeper sense of fulfillment in the relationship. By giving her a sense of competition, she becomes more emotionally engaged, and your bond grows stronger. Jealousy is a complex topic, and I'll delve into it more in future videos. When it comes to physical intimacy, a woman will only feel comfortable entering that phase when she trusts that she's safe and secure with you. Feeling safe is an essential emotion for women, and I'll be covering this in an upcoming video. It's one of the most significant factors in making a woman feel at ease in a relationship. Now, let's talk about the single most important piece of advice for creating a sense of safety. Be true to yourself. It might seem simple, but it's foundational. No matter how smooth your words are, if your actions don't match your true personality, you'll come off as insincere. For instance, let's say you meet a woman who loves pop music, and you, in turn, suddenly start talking about your supposed love for pop music, despite not caring about it at all. Later, you go home and begin researching the latest trends in pop to keep up with the conversation. This is a classic case of trying to mold yourself into someone you're not just to impress her. While this might seem like an innocent effort to impress, it creates a false image that doesn't align with your authentic self. Remember, the key is to never betray your true nature just to please someone. Being genuine and comfortable in your own skin is vital from the very start of any relationship. And it's one of the most powerful ways to help a woman feel safe and secure with you. When she senses that you're being real and not trying to fit into a mold that isn't you, she'll naturally feel more comfortable and drawn to you. Of course, there are other methods to create a sense of security. For example, if you're watching a movie together, choose a genre like horror. When she's startled or scared, she may instinctively cling to you. And because you're calm, she will feel safe. This situation subtly reinforces the feeling of security, as she knows she can rely on you. But making a woman feel safe isn't just about physical situations. It's a broad and fascinating topic that I'll explore in more detail in a future video. Now, let's move to the final emotional component, which is crucial for long-term attraction: occasional disagreements or debates. While it may sound counterintuitive, it's important to occasionally challenge her thoughts or perspectives. If you're always agreeable and defer to her every wish, it subtly signals that you may not have a strong sense of self-worth and that you're afraid of rocking the boat. This doesn't just make you seem passive, it could be a turn-off. When you only agree with everything she says, you're signaling that you lack the confidence to stand up for yourself. This fear of disagreement often arises from a belief that any conflict could threaten your relationship. We've all seen it. A guy meets an attractive woman, and suddenly, every word he says is measured. Full of anxiety about saying the wrong thing, he might start asking safe, boring questions like, "What do you do for a living?" And then, fearing any misstep, agrees with everything she says. She might grow increasingly bored, and in some cases, even excuse herself from the conversation. This fear of disagreement can perpetuate the myth that women dislike men who don't always agree with them. In reality, women often appreciate a challenge. They don't want a partner who simply mirrors everything they say. They want someone who can offer a fresh perspective, someone who's confident enough to stand their ground. The balance of emotions, such as a touch of jealousy, the sense of safety, and occasional disagreements, is the perfect recipe for creating lasting attraction. If you let any one of these emotions dominate, the relationship could become predictable and boring, which may eventually cause her to lose interest. To keep things exciting, unpredictability is key. You need to keep her guessing about your next move, always maintaining a slight air of mystery. This unpredictability should extend not just to your actions, but also to your conversations and behavior. By balancing these emotions and keeping the relationship dynamic, you'll cultivate an attraction that endures over time. Remember, it's not about playing games. It's about creating an environment where the connection remains exciting and meaningful. See you in the next video.